YouTube, we about to take my dog from this to this. So stay tuned. We're gonna do a nice high taper on my dog. We're gonna cut it down. Trim the fro down. It's gonna be real nice and simple. So I always like to split up my haircuts into 4 phases. So the first phase will be the prepping, and we will be pretty much just setting a good foundation before we do our tapering and our lineup. So right now we're just taking it down to the desired length. My dog wanted to take it down to a lower manageable curl length. And so right here, y'all wanted me to shout out the tools I'm using. So I'm pretty much just using the Tomb 45 Babyless collab clipper right here. And I think I got a 5 guard or a 6 guard on here if I'm not mistaken. So pretty much I'll just do the same thing around the whole head, trying to get it to an even length. And I'm just taking my time. I'm letting the clipper do the most of the work. This client actually already came with his hair picked out, so we didn't have to do too much there. But you don't want to rush this process. You want to make sure you set a good foundation, because this is what's going to set your haircuts apart. Now we're just combing through the lineup areas and the fading areas, just getting everything set so we'll be good to go. For the last part of the prep, I always like to spray a nice spritz wherever we're going to line up, just so by the time after we do our fade, when we line up, it's good to go. And so we get right into it, set it in our first initial guideline with the trimmer. Usually if I'm doing a taper, I like to use the trimmer. If I'm doing a fade, I like to use a clipper to be more efficient. So I'm just basically cleaning up the hair underneath and setting a clean canvas so we can execute on our taper. Starting out, we're gonna do lever open. We're only gonna go up about 1 centimeter. We don't wanna go too high because we wanna leave space for a nice transition. And I will be using clipper over comb to blend into the bulk up top. So immediately we're going to close up the clipper and we're going to just nudge past that bottom guideline. We don't want to go up too high. We don't want to set any new lines. We're using our corners and we're just taking our time, just breezing past the guideline, and we're opening up halfway, and that bottom line should be blended out. And immediately, now we're going to clipper and comb with our lever closed. This is about a 2 guard. So when we put the spine of the comb on the head flat and angle out, this will create a nice transition for us to come right underneath it with our 1.5 guard. So think of this comb like a 2 guard, and we're blending the bottom to the top bulk. Because remember, all the fade is a transition from dark to light. So we didn't spend too much time there because we just made a nice area for us to transition with our 1.5. And so we're just kind of flicking with the 1.5 open up underneath where we used our comb at. And don't mind that if it's not coming out perfect right away, because we can always come back and clean up after we do the lineup. And so now we have the 1.5 lever closed, and we're still just blending out that bottom guideline. And this is the 0.5 guard halfway. And the only thing we'll do next after this is close it up, and it should be a nice transition. Notice how I'm using my corners. I'm angling the clipper, and I'm just breezing past any dark spots that I see. Notice how we didn't overcomplicate things. We kept both our guards in our hand, and this is a real nice and efficient system to utilize. Now we're cornering with the lever open, just breezing past any dark spots that we see with the corner of the blade only. We're not laying the blade flat at all. And that's a nice transition right there. So for this side and the back, I'm doing the exact same thing. I have it in 2x speed if you want to just slow it down and see it in real time. And I want to thank all you guys for rocking with me this far. It's been a lot of growth. I appreciate you guys giving me feedback as well on just different ways to make the video better so I can produce more value for you guys. My whole goal is for you to take these things so you can go and execute, but also have a good, simple system that helps you keep it efficient and don't overcomplicate it. This is something you can expand upon if you want to. You can get even more efficient with it if you want to, however you want to break it down. But as long as you remember, you don't have to overcomplicate it. Just find what works for you and just keep working at it. Keep trying to perfect it, because then it will become second nature to you. And I also want to shout out some of the people that I came up watching, like the Get Beams, the Chris Basios, the Vic Blends, 360 Jeezy. It's so many people that I've accumulated different things from. I can't even probably tell you each different thing, but just over time, just being thirsty for knowledge. You gotta have a thirst for knowledge, and if you're still here, I know you're hungry for knowledge. So I'm not one of those people to say just only watch my videos. This is the only way you should do it. It's so many different people providing value out here. Go tune into it and see whatever works best for you, because at the end of the day, that's what it's about. It's about growth. It's about acquiring knowledge and becoming better at what you do at the end of the day. And ignore that on the right. My client has a certain job where he can't have that tattoo right there, so he had to get that removed. So don't mind that, but the back taper and the lineup still gonna come out pretty crispy. And like I said, if you want to see this in real time, just slow it down. This is 2 times speed. I'm just working the system. And also, after this and after I do some fading with my 0.5 and my 1.5, I still notice some bulk up top. So I throw on the 0.5 guard and do clipper over comb. You don't have to be so robotic and only do the clipper and comb with the lever or anything like that. All these tools are to your disposal, so make sure you know what you're doing and how to execute it properly. And I switched to the brush right here just to brush away any extra debris. And it's slowly but surely coming nicely together. And this is what I was talking about. So since normally it would be like a 2, and I have that half guard on there, so this is actually like working a 2.5 to a 3. And this is just a way I like to debulk the lineup, so we don't have all those extra hairs every time we comb down the lineup and have to keep tapping certain spots. So this is just a cool way and an efficient way to debulk. You could also use a 1.5 or a 1 guard depending on the client's hair texture. With more afro-y hair, I would probably use a 1.5 guard just depending on the style. But for his hair, clipper over comb works just nice. Oh yeah, and in the last video I was talking about the mounting setup. Tell me, how do you guys like the angles of this video? I'm actually kind of thinking, I don't know, I think this is pretty good, but it's not as mobile as I would like. So it's a whole thing. There's some more stuff I gotta figure out with my setup, but so far I think this video has some pretty dope angles. And so now it's time to execute on our lineup. We're in the 3rd phase. We did phase 1 was prep, phase 2 was fading, And phase 3 is now executing the lineup. And I like to keep it at its outermost natural point. And so we're just pretty much placing our lines and then combing it through just to get any extra overhanging hairs, because we want to make sure that back taper lasts and that back line lasts when he maybe styles his hair or takes a shower or anything like that. We're just taking our time here and executing. And notice how I'm using my finger placement and the ergonomics of the clipper just to work my way around the ear. And it's coming together very nice. And for this side, I'm doing the same thing, placing that first guide in the middle, and then I'm just going to match it up from the top and the bottom. We don't want to dig in too much. We don't want to push back the back lineup, because you can do that just like a front lineup. You see how it's creating that nice pop. I'm trying to make sure I be gentle around where his tattoo is being removed. He says it's kind of healing, but I just don't want to mess it up. And I did actually remove a little bit of the bulk up top. Like I said, just utilizing the tools in my hand. But the flat top comb is good because it covers more surface area and it creates that look like you're using a tool. Right here you'll see exactly what I mean, just getting rid of some bulk, and that's it. And everything is coming nicely together. And so for my fading, I use the Stylecraft Instinct X clipper, and for the lineup I'm using the Stylecraft Saber with the diamond tooth blade. I like this blade a lot. And for the lineup, I always like to start out with the vertical bars, so I'll place both of those and I'll just visually check in my mirrors, making sure they're balanced, and then I'll place the top line in the middle and I'll just walk it slowly to each corner, trying to keep everything balanced. But I do got a question about clippers and trimmers and the whole ordeal. Am I the only one that feels like I can never have 100% of my clipper rotation? It's like one just seems to go bad on me, then I gotta put it on timeout because it's not performing. And then one clipper, when I get it adjusted, all of a sudden it becomes too sharp, or it's not sharp enough. Or my all-around trimmer is sharp on kids all of a sudden. It's like you can never have your full clipper rotation at his disposal. But here, I'm just continuing to take my time. This is in real-time speed, so you see I'm actually going pretty slow here. I'm just trying to make sure everything is balanced. Making sure you continuously comb to get those overhanging hairs that I was talking about. And remember, a head is a sphere, so you're going to have to use angles to get that line to appear to be perfectly straight. And now I'm just using a little bit of corner technique to get nice in that corner and get those overhanging hairs in there and make sure that's sharp. And we're just gonna walk to the other side and do the same thing. Sorry about the brightness right here. It adjusts back after this clip. And we will be enhancing this client just to add that natural pop. It's not going to be too dark. And I used a white card today so you guys can see how much spray I'm actually applying. I think that's a good visual for you guys. Always use your mirrors to check just to make sure everything is balanced. So notice, when I apply the enhancements, I'm not overspraying it. I'm just spraying some to see and give it a nice natural pop. And you can kind of tell by my card. See, it's not super black. I'm not trying to make it super black. I don't want to make the haircut look just like it's painted on his head. I just want to give it a nice sharp pop. And we do the same thing to both sides. And this is actually part of our detailing phase. So after we do this, we're gonna lock it in and just run over it one more time with the clipper, hit them with the razor, and check if it's any dark spots we need to fade out and blend out better. But that's pretty much a nice high taper tutorial for you guys. And remember what I said in the last video, you can break the 4 phases down however you want to. Currently, my appointments are at 40 minutes. So technically, in a perfect world, I spend about 10 minutes on each phase. Not really, because some clients don't take as much to prep. Sometimes it's not as much to fade if you're doing a taper versus a full fade. You know, sometimes the lineup is simple. Like if you're just doing a high taper, you're boxing it up. Maybe you might have did a high fade, so the only lining up is that box right there. So just take note of that so you can maybe apply that to however you want to break down your system. So now when we use the razor, we're making sure we pull the skin always. Don't want to nick the client, and just angling the razor at a 30-degree angle. And we're not putting heavy pressure. We're letting the razor do its job. See right here, I think this is a pretty nice angle so you guys can see. But I'm gonna work and try to get some more better angles. I know I need to definitely do some better angles when I'm fading so you guys can kind of see the angles I'm working with. So just bear with me. But here, I'm pretty much just putting some gel in his hair and styling it, giving us a nice curl. And I'm gonna let the video play out. But if you're looking for a nice and efficient way of cutting hair, hit the subscribe button. I got plenty of tutorials on the channel. We're dropping every Sunday at 12, so stay posted. And always leave feedback in the comment section. If there's anything you picked up on, any questions you might have, I'll be sure to get right back with you.